Hello, Kings and Ducks fan, and it's a beautiful Saturday morning, and we want to start off with wishing Mama Quack happy birthday.
Happy
So,
birthday, Mom.
happy birthday. Anyways, we're if you guys don't know, we'll be at the home game tomorrow
The pond.
at the pond, and anybody wants to meet up with us, let us know, and
I
we'll
still,
we'll
I still got plenty of stickers to give out.
yeah. Just to meet
Oh,
up with you, talk with you.
if anyone has an extra baseball jersey, the Ducks baseball jersey, let me know. DM us at Royally Quacked, and I'll trade you a Royally Quacked shirt or an extra soccer jersey if you guys want one. And I'll give. And I got, like I said, I still got plenty of stickers. I just really want that baseball jersey. And Mom's already in the chat saying thank you.
Yeah. But by the way, Mama Quack her real name is Vicky.
Yes. I'm pretty sure they can see when I pull it up like that. But all right, well, you ready to get into news?
Sure.
All right, you want to go first?
Sure.
Go for it.
So the Kings signed Henry Brustovich to a 3-year ELC. We've been getting busy on the ELCs with some of our better prospects. So that means he's probably going to be playing at least in the AHL next year, I would think. And we also had the Hammer and his brother got signed that we mentioned last week. So, but other news is Anze Kopitar is the Kings nomination for the Masterton trophy. So, I mean, he's always up for something because what an awesome and great player Anze Kopitar is. He's obviously, I think, the greatest King ever. And I think we mentioned that before. And actually, we've been playing a little better, so which is nice. So hopefully we
I
can.
wonder who's going to win the Bill Masterton Trophy with Anze Kopitar in his last season. Gee, I wonder who's going to win.
Well, if it's not Anze Kopitar, we can storm Toronto.
Yeah.
So
Grab
other
your
news.
knives and pitchforks.
Other news. Here's some really good news because a lot of people, and I got a guy at work's always telling me, Kopi's gone. Who's going to be the number one center? Well, I mean, the likely aspect is it's probably going to be Byfield. Hopefully, he's going to, step out of the shadow of Kopi and really show us. I mean, he has that talent to be able to do it, but the Kings are working. They've been working a lot with college players that haven't been drafted. So I'm going to talk to you about Hank Cleaves of Dartmouth has agreed to attend the Kings development camp. Elite Prospects has him ranked number one among all college UFAs in skating, passing, and physicality. His hockey sense is also rated excellent, not to mention he's 6'5". Given his rare combination of size and skill, he tops many NHL scouts' wish lists. So looks like the Kings have at least an upper hand in that right now. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But even adding intrigue to that equation, the Kings have also secured a deal to bring Cleve's Dartmouth teammate Hayden Stavroff to Dev Camp. He was this season's ECAC Player of the Year and leading goal scorer in all of college hockey. So the Kings are making some, big steps. Now you have to realize some of these guys are already like 22, so they're not 18 kids, teenagers. They've been playing college hockey for a while, and they come with a little bit less of having to season them. So, I mean, one of those was LaFerriere. And look at and he was a third round pick, but look at him. He's come on and played really well for the Kings, signed a new contract with us. And the last bit of Kings news we're going to talk about is Kevin Fiala is the Kings nominee for the Kings Clancy Award. So hopefully we're going to get one victory out of any of these things. Because I know we're not going to get any of the other NHL awards. That's for sure. So, and we go to Ducks news, Cody.
Yep. So per Derek Lee, Ducks have assigned goalie Damian Clara and forward Lucas Pettersson to AHL San Diego. Clara and Pettersson both played for Brynäs in the SHL this season, who were recently eliminated from the playoffs. So we get the Olympics Italy goalie hero to San Diego, and then a very promising Swedish forward prospect, Lucas Pettersson, is also going there. So San Diego is getting some black aces right now with Clara, Pettersson, and then Roger McQueen. You know, he scored his first NHL point last week, and then last night he scored his first, AHL point last week, and he just scored his first AHL goal last night. So, and it was a beautiful snipe too. So, and something I forgot to mention last week, Nathan Gauthier did make his NHL debut with the Ducks during that two horrible games. The one against the San Jose Sharks that we lost within the last 90 seconds. And then what was the game right after that? I want to say it was the Flames. And then, but now he's back at the in San Diego. So he went back. So like I said, San Diego should be getting better. They're making a playoff push down there. So hopefully, they start playing better and they could make a good playoff run. Also, Mason McTavish, during the game against the Predators, played his 300th career game. Did not think he was going to hit that mark for another season, to be honest. I've totally forgot he's been playing for this long already. So, congratulations to Mac T on that one. And then here's our nominations for the two trophies. And not a single skater. It's Ville Husso is the Ducks nomination for the Bill Masterton Trophy. And then Lukas Ståhlstål is the Ducks nominee for the King Clancy Award. So,
well, they are skaters.
No, they're goalies. Skaters are different.
Oh, they do wear skates.
Yes, they skate on the ice. Yes. God. All right, and then we got some drama to talk about. So, Olen Zellweger drama. So I heard about this a while ago, but I didn't think anything of it. But it resurfaced as of late because there's a really famous Instagram account that tracks NHL players' social media accounts on Instagram on who they follow and unfollow. So they know, like, oh, this person, I think they were saying, like, oh God, what was his name? Evander Kane. He started, like, before the trade deadline, he started following people like this house building company in Texas. Like, oh, he's going to Dallas kind of thing. They could see, like, oh, these guys are unfollowing, these girls, he must be in a relationship or something. It's stuff like that. So Olen Zellweger unfollowed multiple Team USA players after USA beat Canada in the Olympic gold medal. And the guy posted about it. He didn't expect anyone to notice. He came out and said that he's like, he didn't think anyone was going to notice, him unfollowing, 4 or 5 people randomly on social media. But here was his comments about the viral moment he had. He said, "I was pissed that Canada lost." And then after unfollowing the 4 major USA players, and then other players have also came out and said, like, it's kind of like it's public. No, it's open to the public that you can see who you follow and unfollow, but it's also, like, at the same time, kind of like a privacy thing at the same time. Like, you're kind of like stalking people in a way. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I'm kind of curious because I would hate to see people notice who I'm following and unfollowing all the time. So that would be kind of, very what's the word I'm looking for? I lost the word I was looking for. But anyways, we'll move on to the next bit of Ducks news.
Well, I stopped following you. You didn't even notice.
Oh no, I noticed. I blocked you. Nick, here's probably the biggest news of the week. The Anaheim Ducks have announced they agreed to a multi-year contract extension with general manager Pat Verbeek. So it seems like the Ducks were really going to keep their word on, like Henry and Susan Samueli on, it's either playoffs or bust this year. And I'm guessing if there wasn't a good push this year, that Verbeek could have been on his way out and they would have brought somebody else in. But since the Ducks, success this year, as much as like a lot of us don't think it's full success because of just how streaky they are, but then again, they are in a playoff spot. They have like a 98% chance to make the playoffs, and they actually have a chance to clinch tonight, technically. So they they wanted to make sure they knew he was safe. He has a new extension. All it says is multi-year. I don't know if it's 2-year, 3-year, 4-year. If I'm guessing it's between 2 to 3. I'm guessing 3 years, if anything. So congrats to GM Pat Verbeek on that. Next up is Leo Carlsson. In 198 games played, opened the scoring the other night and became the third player in Anaheim history to score 60 NHL goals before his 200th career game. Can you name the other two, Dad?
Well, it's in the notes. Yes, I can.
True. Did not think of that.
Anyways, I would have said Paul Correa for one, for sure.
Yeah.
It may have taken me a couple more guesses to get Bobby Ryan.
Same.
But you look at how many games was it that he played to get it? 198.
198, and Paul Correa did it in 118 games, and Bobby Ryan did it in 139 games.
So that means Correa was scoring a goal every other game. Actually, a little better than that for those first 108.
The NHL was different when Correa was playing. It was more higher scoring.
True.
A little less within Bobby Ryan's term, but the Ducks were still really good when he was coming up, so that helped his case. And then we're going on Swedish news now with Carlsson. Leo Carlsson tied Philip Forsberg with 60 goals for the fourth most goals by a Swedish player before the age of 22 in NHL history, only behind Matt Sundin, who had 83 goals, Lucas Raymond, who had 64, and Gabe Landeskog, who had 61.
Yeah, some pretty good
some names right there.
Yeah, really nice names there. Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that will be it for Ducks news. So now we'll move on to the top news around the league.
Okay, the Florida Panthers and the New Jersey Devils have been eliminated from playoff contention. Wow. I mean, Florida was the big one, but they've been injury prone this year.
Yeah.
New Jersey also has been injury prone. So, I mean, not, I think, as bad as Florida. But go on to the next bit of news, because obviously it kind of ties into not being in playoff contention, right?
Yeah. So the New Jersey Devils have announced that they have fired general manager Tom Fitzgerald. And then I'm gonna just add real quick to the next one is also the New Jersey Devils have announced that Luke Hughes is being shut down due to undergo a procedure and to get a head start on offseason rehab. So knock out
they're already out of playoff contention.
Yeah,
it makes sense to give him more time to heal. He's going. He signed that big, huge contract, sort of like Lacombe did.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure he's 100% when the season starts next season. And right now it doesn't matter if he plays. So there's one team that you for sure knew this was going to happen. But the Tampa Bay Lightning, Buffalo Sabres, Montreal Canadiens, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Utah Mammoth have all clinched a playoff spot. Now, nobody's surprised about Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But, nobody thought the Sabres were going to come up like they did. I mean, I thought Montreal would probably be a playoff team, so I'm going to give them a pass. I mean, as not being as big a surprise.
Yeah.
And then the Penguins have played exceptionally better than what anybody thought.
Yeah.
And I think one of the scariest teams to want to play in the playoffs is the Utah Mammoth. They're good. And they've got everything you need to win at least one playoff series. So,
yeah,
and it's nice for hockey that it's not always the same teams.
Agreed.
I mean,
100%.
Unless it's the Kings and Ducks, we always want them to be in. But I mean, when obviously you get tired of seeing the same teams. Nobody wants to see Edmonton in the Stanley Cup final this year, right?
Yeah, and we already know Florida's not going to be in the final, so we're already going to get someone new in the East, so that's kind of nice.
Well, we're going to get a new Stanley Cup champion.
Yes,
for sure.
Now, the thing is, is the streak going to continue for a Florida team to make it to the Stanley Cup final?
Oh, like Tampa Bay? Yeah.
Well, because we had Tampa Bay in 2020, 2021, 2022, and then Florida in 2023, 24, and 25. They've been to now 6 straight.
Okay, you're talking
a Florida team
to play in the finals.
To play in the final.
Okay, got it.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you said now.
Okay, so now this is the first time that Buffalo's made it into the playoffs in 14 years. The last time the Buffalo Sabres made the playoffs, their lead point getter that year had 32 goals and 73 points, and that was Thomas Vanek. Do you want to know who led the whole NHL that year in points?
14 years ago, so that would be, what, 2012?
I want to say 2011.
11. Yeah, I want to know. I can't think of who it is.
I'll give you a hint. They were in the Stanley. He led his team to a Stanley Cup final that year.
That was the Blackhawks were in it. I don't remember.
That was 2010. This is 2011.
Well, the Blackhawks won in 2011, right?
No.
Well, the Kings won in 2012.
Yes.
Chicago won before the Kings. The Kings won.
Did not. Nope.
No, really?
No.
Because I thought it was 3 out of 5 years they won, and the other 2 years the Kings won.
Yes. So it went the Blackhawks in 2010, and then in 2011 it was the Bruins. 2012 it was the Kings. 13 Blackhawks, 14 Kings, 15 Blackhawks.
Really? Okay. I still don't. Geez. Who would?
I'll give you a hint. You guys beat them in the first round. Yeah. So here you go. Now here's Adam. 2011 was Boston versus Vancouver.
The leading scorer was from Vancouver.
Yes.
What? Sedin?
Sedin. It was Daniel Sedin led the NHL in points with 104 points. Who
really
was the Hart Trophy winner that year?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, it's not like I focused on Boston and Vancouver in 2011. To be honest,
I'll give you a hint. Your franchise hated this player for years until this year when he signed with you guys.
This year?
Here's a hint.
Oh God! What? It wasn't okay.
Corey Perry was the Hart Trophy winner in 2011.
That's
And
right.
just
He
to save
scored.
us he scored 50 goals that year.
Yeah, I
Just to
remember
save
him winning
time,
that.
just to save time, Tim Thomas led the NHL in goals against average and save percentage with a perfect 2.00 goals against average and a 938 save percentage. But that was also the year everyone was saying his pads were illegal. So there you go. And then that was also
938 is incredible.
yeah. So by the last time the Sabres were in the playoffs to when they finally clinched again, it was 5,457 days later.
Yeah, and who knows what kind of run they're a hot team.
They are.
I wouldn't want to have to play them, be honest with you.
It all depends on who they play in the first round. So we'll move on to the next one. The New York Islanders general manager and executive vice president Matthew Darche announced that Patrick Waugh has been relieved of his contract coaching responsibilities, and Peter DeBoer has been named the head coach of the New York Islanders, and it is a multi-year deal. He is going to finish this season, and he has 4 more years after.
So he'll make them better, but they'll never make it to the cup.
Ouch.
Well, that's a DeBoer thing.
No, he's taking teams to the cup.
But they don't win.
They don't. Yeah, they haven't won. I mean, everyone could say the same thing about Paul Maurice. He did the same thing, and now he's won back to back.
Yeah, and the players will end up hating him.
Well, I would say more goalies.
He gets a mutiny unless he changes his what he does.
But
he's very demanding.
Is this a weird season? We've had 2 coaching firings with less than 10 games left. 2. And it was already a weird year because we only had 2 coaches relieved of their duties before. Like normally we get like 4 or 5. But in a season, but this year it took us forever just to get the first one.
Yeah.
So Adam says he will win back to back, but won't repeat if he was, Paul Maurice.
Well, he won't repeat for sure.
But I think this was the Islanders. I think that was smart on their part because they knew Peter DeBoer was going to be probably the top candidate amongst all the other teams that are looking for a new coach. The Kings. Who was the other team that fired their coach? Why am I drawing a blank? Who else fired? Who fired their coach before the Kings did? I mean Vegas, but I don't think DeBoer was going back to Vegas. There was another team that fired their coach. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I don't.
But I think this was their way of getting him before it was too late, or they had to really compete with other teams. And from what Elliot Friedman said on 32 Thoughts is he is the 3rd highest paid coach. So they paid money to bring him in.
Interesting. We'll see if that turns them around. We'll see.
Yep. And then you can go ahead and talk about the next one.
Well, you talk about Mr. Steady, captain of Team Canada, Sidney Crosby adds to his legacy once again with his 21st straight point per game campaign. That's amazing. And not only does he do that, but he's a class guy, and he's willing to joke around and have a good time. Obviously, we know him and Fleury like to do that a lot.
Yeah.
And I go, how can you not like Sidney Crosby? If you take Sidney Crosby away, Anze Kopitar was probably the best draft pick from that year.
Yeah.
But Sid the Kid, who's not a kid anymore, and they made a play on that in that commercial, which I thought was very ingenious by the NHL when they did it, him with a bunch of kids was a fun commercial. I really liked it. I don't know if anybody we they need to start taking notice because it's a great sport, and if you don't get involved with and learn about hockey, you're missing out because it's. I mean, I, I'm in a podcast about it. I was a basketball player in high school. I didn't play any kind of hockey until I was 27 when somebody asked me to play street hockey. And that, I mean, I was always paying attention to hockey, but that turned into when I really started really loving hockey. And look at what's happened, Cody.
Yeah.
My you, our whole family is big time hockey. We'd rather go to a hockey game than anything else. So
Yeah, I'd much rather do that.
So anyways, on with that. You get this next fun one. I want to hear all about this. What you're gonna say?
Okay, so there's Brady Kachuk drama in Ottawa. So everyone knows that the Kachuk brothers have their own podcast, the Wingmen podcast. They had their dad on, Big Walt, and they were talking about players that, they shouldn't be crying about skipping starts. They should be playing every game kind of thing. A lot of people were thinking, oh, he must be talking about some of the players down in Florida or just players in general. But I guess a week or two before that came out, sorry, I'm laughing because of what Adam says. When isn't there Brady drama? That's true.
Well,
but
if the Kachuk's involved, there's always controversy.
Yeah. So what happened was Linus Ullmark was supposed to start in a game, and it was a very important game, and he didn't want to play. He wanted the day off. And they ended up losing that game, and then he came back and played the next game and then gave up like 5 goals in the first period. And they were saying that Big Walt targeted Ullmark on that, and they just kind of let Keith Kachuk just say whatever he wanted on the podcast. They could have easily said or cut it out from the podcast, because this they don't do it live like we do. They record it and then post it later. So they easily could have taken that part out, but they didn't. So this makes me wonder, could Brady Kachuk be on his way out this offseason of Ottawa? I mean, he's a very hardcore American player. Could he want to do the same thing that his brother Matthew did and leave Canada to go play somewhere in the United States? Brady Kachuk, you are an Anaheim Duck next season.
Well, you speak of
I would love that, though. I would do that in a heartbeat.
I sent Cody, I took a screenshot of Facebook, and it had Ovechkin going to the Ducks. And I'm going like, well, that can't happen until next year, if at all.
It could have been maybe during the trade deadline, but they said that Elliot Freeman said that, and I'm sorry, I listen to 32 Thoughts every week.
I sent that to you because you know that Elliot Freeman did not say that.
I know for honestly, I think that would have blown up on Ducks Twitter, like, oh, we could have gotten, him, or I mean, we probably had to given up a lot. But I was like, no, that didn't sound right with me. And honestly, and I 100% agree with you, Adam. If we get Brady, we get rid of Ross the Boss then. But Ross Johnston is a UFA after this season. So, there is a possibility of that happening. But no, I agree, because I think Brady will definitely do the job of being the enforcer.
Well, the funny thing is who wouldn't want to have Brady Kachuk?
He's a leader, a winner. He's going to play hard no matter what. Who wouldn't want Brady Kachuk on their team?
Exactly what I just said. Who wouldn't want him? I'd want him.
I want him.
Yeah, let's bring him to LA.
No, just a little bit different, outside of LA called Orange
Yeah,
Country. I think he looked good in orange. Just saying.
like 30 miles south of LA is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
let's move on to the next one.
The Dallas Stars are going to wear their 99 alternate jersey for the playoffs for home games.
I'm so glad they're doing this because usually when teams do this, because this happened with multiple teams. I want to say this. I know this happened with the Ducks. They had that jersey they won with the Stanley Cup, the word mark jerseys, and then they had the D alternate jersey, and then during the playoffs they're like, hey, we're gonna wear the alternate D jersey, and then I think that very next season they made that their home, and then they made an away jersey. There was another team that did. I want to say it was Carolina. Carolina did it. They were wearing the Storm flag jersey, the black one, and then boom, now it's their primary. So this makes me think that the Dallas Stars are going to go to that jersey as their home jersey, and then make a away jersey, with the same concept of that jersey, and they're going to go from one of the ugliest jerseys to the best jerseys next season. Like the sets, it's going to be that good.
Oh, you're talking, they're part of that trio of Central Division teams that, any one of them possibly could win the cup.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Colorado is probably the favorite out of that, but when Dallas plays their game, they're tough to beat. And
yeah,
Minnesota's made strides ever since they got Hughes, and it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out.
100%. So next up on the news, the Boston Bruins have signed top prospect James Higgins to his 3-year entry-level contract. They did have him on the they didn't sign him yet, so he was playing down with the Providence Bruins in the AHL. I believe he played like 6 games there. He had like 4 goals and 7 points. So they're like, hey, come on up. We need your help. So I think this is a good move for Boston to bring in their top prospect like that.
Yeah, and he fell down the draft to him. So, yeah. I mean, and a lot of times when that happens, he's going to want to prove himself. Hey, you guys, all you guys that, let me slip through the crack, I'm going to show you what you're missing. So, and he's very talented, and I'm impressed with how he plays the game. I don't know if it's going to turn into a NHL standout, but I think he has a excellent chance of doing that. So, on to other news. Let's go up to Seattle, and Ron Francis is stepping down as president of hockey operations for the Seattle Kraken. And obviously, they've had their ups and downs over the last few years where they're bad, they're good, they're bad. And they were pretty good most this year. And then all of a sudden, it seems like the wind stopped flowing and they stopped going like a sailboat.
I think this is good because they are the most mediocre team in the NHL. I think they were just playing well because they were they were playing well, but they don't have a superstar on their team. They have and I think they only really survived because Philip Grubauer just became a Vezina candidate all of a sudden this year. Because he was just horrible ever since he signed with them before that. They don't have like a top 6 or it's more like a bottom 12, really seems like.
Bottom 12.
That's what it seems like because they have Beniers, but
I like
Beniers.
I like him,
but he's not a superstar. He's not someone that's going to lead his team like Carlson, Cutter, Byfield could possibly.
Okay, now let's be realistic. Byfield is not in that category yet, and
Yeah,
I
I
am
would say
a Kings fan.
Byfield has a higher ceiling than Beniers does.
Let's hope so.
This is just what I'm thinking.
I think once the shadow of Kopi goes, he's got to flourish, or he's going to be a bust.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want that, Kings fans, and I hope you don't. Yeah, we know how you feel, Adam, because you got quackers in your brain.
I wouldn't be shocked if Adam has like every single Byfield jersey in his closet.
Oh,
just a secret shrine for Byfield.
So he's the closet Byfield fan. Yeah, I can see it now.
Oh God. But like
remember that came from Cody, not me.
Yeah. But I've never liked how Seattle, because I feel like this was the year for them to be bad, and because there's a lot of top picks. Like if you're in the top 5 in the draft, you're getting a franchise changing player this year, for sure. Top 3, top 4, and I felt like this was the year for them to do that, and they just wanted to compete like I said, I follow Seattle Kraken Instagram accounts, and they're all talking crap like this was the year we should have been in the lottery. We should have played worse. Like, we're competing for nothing. We're still going to be a mediocre team. So
yeah,
I don't understand how they do it. And maybe with Ron Francis gone, maybe they can change the way they think now. The only Byfield merch I have is a signed puck that I won at a raffle. I'm still trying to sell it, but no one wants it. Cody, I'm disappointed.
Also, I got to say, Adam, I go, you don't have to sell it. You can just give it to me. I'll take it.
There you go. Or you can give it to me and I'll give it away on the podcast. I'm just kidding. I love you, Adam. I just thought that was funny. I had to say, I don't know why. It just came to my mind.
Yeah,
all right, go ahead.
Well, where are we?
The league forward.
The league has fined ex-Duck Calgary Flames forward Ryan Strome $5,000 for cross-checking Jason Robertson early in overtime of a Dallas 4-3 overtime win over Calgary. He's still mad that the Ducks traded him, I guess. Just took it out on Roberts.
Trust me, he definitely got his revenge already. So, but I'll talk about that later. Emily Kaplan reports that Patrick Waugh may remain with the New York Islanders as a scout. So,
and the last bit of league news, and if you're a hockey fan, you already know this. The Colorado Avalanche have clinched the President's Trophy and the curse.
Dun, dun, dun.
Most teams who win that do not go on to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, very true.
So who's it going to be? It would be amazing, just to be honest with you, somebody who hasn't won it in a while. It's just, who would be fun? I mean, Buffalo. And I know yes, Buffalo would be fun to win it. I mean,
okay, so
I'm going to be cheering them on.
So, okay, if we're going off of right now, I think the top 4 most fun teams that are not our teams. So our teams are out of it. As much as I would love to pick the Ducks as a fun team to win, I'm staying away from the Ducks. I'm staying away from the Kings. I'm going to say, do I have the standings? I'm going to say Utah, Minnesota, Buffalo. I don't want Edmonton or Vegas to win. They've already won. I don't want to say Montreal because I don't want a Canadian team to win.
Well,
I'll go Carolina. I think Carolina deserves it. Those are my top 4 fun teams.
I can't disagree with that. It would be fun to see a playoff run where there's teams that hadn't been there in a long time.
See,
And
I agree with Adam here. I'm only supporting Buffalo if they're in the Go Ahead jerseys. Okay, so there was a podcast I was listening to. They were talking about because after they announced like the Dallas Stars are going to wear their 99 alternates. They were saying like, oh, should Buffalo do the same thing? But the only difference with Buffalo is that jersey's black, red, and white, but their main colors are, blue, yellow, and white. So like the whole stadium is going to be blue, yellow, and white, but yet in home games they're going to wear the black, red, and white. So that's like the only like I agree with you, Adam. I do. I just think that's the only thing. Like it's going to be weird. It's not like a home game for them because their colors don't match up with the arena or anything. All right, what were you going to say, Dan?
Oh, nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, ready to get into game recaps?
Yes.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? We each have 3.
I'll go first. Let me just.
You said you or me?
Me.
Okay.
I'll go first. Let me get to a game here. Here we go. Kings versus the Maple Leafs. Wow. This was a crazy game. So let's go to the scoring. So first period, Matthew Nice gets his 22nd from Domi, his 24th on a snapshot, 1-0 Toronto. Then Steve Lorentz, shorthanded, gets his 6th unassisted, and the first period ends with the Kings down 2-0. Then Adam's favorite King, Quentin Byfield, gets his 19th from Wright his third and Moore his 15th on a tip in, and it's 2-1. Then I think, obviously Kings MVP once again, Adrian Kempe gets his 31st from Anderson his 15th on a snapshot, and we're tied 2-2. John Tavares, there's a guy, I picked him up. He's just having another great season, even with a terrible team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Crosby. He just keeps going and going. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He gets his 30th on the power play from Nylander, his 47th, and Nyes his 40th, and it's 3-2 Toronto. Then Kings, trade deadline acquisition, Artemi Panarin gets his 27th from Brant Clark, his 31st, and Kempe is 36th. And all you Kings fans on Facebook with all those different little Kings things that are part of it, trading Clark is not going to happen. You don't want to trade that guy. I mean, he's going to be a staple for some years. We need to get him signed. Hopefully, Holland doesn't wait as long as he did from Kempe, but let's get that guy signed. And that tied the game 3-3. Then, on the power play again, Easton Cowan gets his 10th from Tavares, again, his 37th assist, and Nyes is 41st. It's 4-3 Toronto. That's how the second period ended. That was a crazy second period. I mean, that's a period, if you go to the game, you are energized because it's going back and forth. This game went back and forth. It was probably one of the most fun games to watch. Lots of scoring. People like scoring. So the third period starts off with Adrian Kempe getting his 2nd of the game and his 32nd of the season from Panarin, his 52nd assist, and Edmondson his 19th, and it's 4-4. And this is where the tide turns a little bit. Samuel Hellenius gets his 5th from Ward his 4th and Ceci his 8th on a wrist shot, and the Kings are up 5-4. After being down 2-0, now they're up 5-4. Then Alex Laferriere gets his 19th from Trevor Moore on a wrist shot, and it's 6-4 Kings. Then the tide turns again. Nicholas Robertson, Jason's brother, gets his 15th from Dakota Joshua, his 8th, and on a wrist shot, and it's 6-5 Kings. Then at the 13:29 mark, Matthew Nice gets his 23rd from Tavares, his 38th, and Maselli his 24th, and it's 6-6, and we go to overtime. And who wins it in overtime but Captain Chaos's favorite king, Quentin Byfield, gets his 20th from Panarin, his 53rd, and Kempe his 37th. At the 2:33 mark on a wrist shot, and the Kings beat the Maple Leafs 7-6. Way to go, Adam. See, you talked about Byfield, and look at the game he had for you.
He also said, I think the Go-Ahead is the greatest jersey of all time, or jersey ever made, in my opinion. I agree. So in overtime, they had 3 forwards on the ice. Byfield, Panarin, Kempe.
Yeah, they did do that.
But now, so the next day when I was on Instagram, or was it Twitter? I think it was Twitter or X, whatever. One of the accounts I follow, I can't remember what it was. They were saying like, oh, if you forgot the score of the Toronto Kings game last night, you could just think about when the last time the Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup. 67. And Paul Bissonnette like commented on it saying, "You son of a," because he's like a hardcore like Maple Leafs fan.
Well, yeah.
So
have you ever seen his commercial?
Which one?
All the fans are going crazy around him all the time. Next thing you know, he's in the shower, and they're right outside the shower, and he goes, "Guys, that's enough."
No, I haven't seen that one. No.
Oh God, it's funny.
With Paul Bissonnette?
Yeah, he's in the shower.
What's the commercial for?
I don't know.
I'm going to look this up now.
You know, I just watch it for it was funny. And you know, I actually like him as an announcer and everything. Let's go to the 3 stars in my game before I forget.
Yeah, go for it.
Matthew Nice is the 3rd star with 2 goals, 2 assists. What a great game he had. Panarin was the 2nd star with a goal and 2 assists. And then Adrian Kempe, the 1st star with 2 goals and 2 assists. Now on to your first game, Cody.
I'm trying to see which one is. I'll have to try to find it later. Adam says, "Oh no, Toronto lost again," and then he also said that commercial is great. All right. Someone has to tell me which commercial it is.
I'll look it up while you're doing your game.
So, yeah,
it is so funny.
All right,
I think they have 2 or 3 of them with him in it.
Okay, I'll do that. Let me know which one it is. So the Ducks hosted the Calgary Flames was on 4-4, so April 4th. So here's the good news: the Ducks scored first. Finally, yay! Bad news is they gave up the next 4 goals. And all of them were like breakaway goals, pretty much. 3 of them were breakaways. The other one was a 2-on-1. So not a very good defense for the Ducks. So here's the scoring. So Becca Seneca got the scoring started with his 23rd of the year. Lacombe got his 46th assist, and Trouba's 24th. That's 1-0 Anaheim, and that's the 10-11 mark. And then in true fashion, the Ducks give up the lead. Joel Farabee, I guess it's 18th of the year. It makes it 1-1 at the 13:24 mark. So we're tied 1-1 going into the second period. Second period, it was all Flames. Ryan Strome, former Duck, gets his 8th of the year, makes it 2-1 Calgary, and that's a minute and 20 in. And then Matt Fay-Gridden got his 6th goal of the year to make it 3-1 Calgary at the 7:49 mark. And then Morgan Frost got his 20th of the year at the 18:44 mark to make it 4-1 Calgary. Adam says commercial sent. Okay, I'll check it up. Or I'll check.
Okay, Cody, it's a DraftKings commercial.
It's a DraftKings commercial. All right, I'll check it out.
They're outside his window doing it, not in the bathroom.
Okay. Well,
I exaggerated.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, I'll check out the commercial when we're done here.
It's so funny.
So it's 4-1 Calgary. So now it's 4-1 after 2 periods. So now we're going to the third, and the Ducks start making a little bit of a comeback. Leo Carlson, unassisted, gets us 27th of the year to make it 4-2 Calgary. And then the Ducks finally score on the power play. Mason McTavish on a nice shot gets his 15th of the year. Alex Killorn with his 17th assist on a power play goal. So it's 4-3 Calgary. And that's at the 9:51 mark. But the Ducks cannot get the next goal. They could not tie it up. And Morgan Frost gets second of the game on the empty netter. So the Ducks lose this one 5-3 against Calgary. But the Ducks did outshoot Calgary 39-20, which does not make things better because we gave up pretty much 25% of the shots. Ducks did lose in the face-off percentage, 55-45. The Ducks at least did get a power play goal. They were 1 for 3, while Calgary was 0 for 1. Ducks had 21 hits, 13 block shots, 14 giveaways, and 6 takeaways. And the Ducks, they won the season series 3-1. So that's, you got to sweep. These are games you have to win, especially this time. This handed us our fifth straight loss. It was not pretty after the first period. The third period was a little bit better, but still, we got to play better. The 3-star of the game is Devin Cooley for the Flames with 3 goals against and a .923 save percentage. Joel Farabee is the number 2-star, 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. And then your number 1 star is Leo Carlson with the 1 goal. So the Ducks have lost 5 straight at this point. All right, on to your next one.
All right. So now it's to Nashville. We're playing Nashville at home again. And let's go to the scoring. Joel Armia, I tell you what, he was supposed to be a defensive specialist. And I love watching this guy play. He scores his 12th unassisted to put the Kings up 1-0 after the first period. Then Steven Stamkos, of course, gets his 39th. Obviously, he's picked up from last season because Nashville was awful last year. And this is on the power play from O'Reilly, his 45th, and Yossi, his 40th, on a slap shot, and it's tied 1-1. Then Scott Lawton, another great pickup by the Kings, I thought, towards that trade deadline, gets his 13th from Jared Wright, his 4th assist. And here's another that kid's come up and played pretty well. His speed seems to be NHL ready. I'm just wondering what that's going to translate in the future for him, but I've liked what I've seen so far from Jared Wright, and the Kings are up 2-1 after 2 periods. But just like the Kings, they got to give up the lead. Roman Josi gets his 13th from Forsberg, his 35th, and Haula his 23rd. And after 3 periods, it's tied 2-2. Then we go to the shootout, and let's go through what happened here. It was pretty quick. Trevor Moore, it was saved. Riley had a wrist shot. It was saved. Of course, Kempe comes in and scores. Definitely going to be the Kings MVP. Philip Forsberg, save. Panarin, save. And then Evangelista, who had beaten us, I think, prior in a shootout earlier in the about a week ago, save, and the Kings win this game 3-2. Let's go to the 3 stars. The 3rd star, Jared Wright with an assist. 2nd star, Anton Forsberg with 1.85 goals against and a .935 save percentage for the game was the 2nd star. And the 1st star is Scott Lawton with a goal. I definitely like the pickup of Scott Lawton. I've had him in previous years on my fantasy team. Not this year because he wasn't really having that great year until he became a King. So on to your next game, Cody.
All right. So after one disappointing loss comes another. This was on Tuesday. The Ducks played against the Nashville Predators. And I would say this was the most goalied, non-goalied game I've ever watched. if that makes sense.
It
So
does.
here's how I'm going to say it. We were goalied because, yes, Anunin did play one hell of a game. I'm not going to. In the goals we should have scored on, he made very great saves on. But at the same time, the Ducks had so many chances to actually score, and they shot right at him. Like, it was like they were purposely trying to hit Anunin instead of scoring. So let's just say first period was, pretty even. We should have scored, didn't. There was no scoring in the first. We're going to go to the second period. Eric Holla gets the scoring started at the 7:07 mark, is 13th of the year. Then Philip Forsberg on the power play gets his 38th of the year to make it 2-0 Nashville. And that was at the 11:26 mark. Brady Shea, short-handed, by the way, got his third of the year to make it 3-0 Nashville. So it's 3-0 going into the third. Hopefully the Ducks change things up. They don't. Zachary LaHaroux gets his fourth goal of the year to make it 4-0 Nashville. And then Fedor Svechkov makes it 5-0 at the 15:07 mark. Like I said, not a pretty game for the Ducks at all to get shut out at home like this. I want to say this was like the second or third time this season they got shut out at home. At least it wasn't the 7-0 drumming they got from like they did from Utah. The Ducks did outshoot Nashville 43-25. So the Ducks did get out. The Anunin did get a 43 save shutout. Of course, and one out of every 5 shots went in for Nashville pretty much. Face-off percentage, we did win 54-46. We were 0 for 6 on the power play, and we had multiple 5-on-3 chances in this game. I mean, not long chances, but I want to say we had like at least over 2 minutes of total the whole game of 5-on-3, and we did not score. You have to score on 5-on-3. You have to. Nashville was 1 for 4 on the power play. The Ducks had 19 hits, 9 block shots, 16 giveaways, and 4 takeaways. And right now Nashville and the Ducks are tied 1 apiece for the season series. And we'll discuss the next one because the Ducks will play their last game of the regular season in Nashville. But we'll talk more about that later. I'll do the 3 stars. Brady Shea, 1 goal, 1 point is your number 3 star. Ryan O'Reilly is your number 2 star with the 2 assists for 2 points. And then your number 1 star is Eustace Anunin with the shutout in a 43 saves. So this season, they have the best goal save expected stat.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, Eustace Anunin had the highest goal save expected this season in 1 game.
Wow.
He had a 5.97 goal save expected. So he was almost expected to give up 6 goals in this game and had a shutout.
That's pretty good.
Yes. And it's Ilya Sorokin has 2 games on this list. And then also Lukas Dostal is on this list in the game for the game against Colorado in January. He had a 4.89 goal save expected in that one. I want to say they wanted to shoot out that game. But so, like I said, the Ducks got goalied and they didn't get goalied all in 1 game. So that's it for this game. And this was our 6th straight loss.
Wow.
And I wanted to punch everything in sight after this week in games until we get to our next one.
Okie dokie. I'm sure your mom was feeling the same way.
Yep, we talked about it.
So the last game for the week is against the Vancouver Canucks. Canucks. Let's go to the scoring. Adrian Kempe starts it off in the first period at the 129 mark with his 33rd from Clark, 32nd, and Panarin is 54th. 1-0 Kings. Then Marcus Pettersson, one of the mini Petterssons in the NHL, gets his third goal from Besser, his 24th, and Ogren, his 10th, on a slap shot at the 14-17 mark. Then Joel Armia gets his 13th from Scott Lawton, his 7th, at the 15:48 mark with a wrist shot, and the Kings are up 2-1 after the first period. We go to the second period, and Adrian Kempe scores just before the period ends at the 19:31 mark on a tip-in from Edmondson, his 20th, and Panarin, his 55th, and the Kings are up 3-1. We go to the third period, and Trevor Moore gets his 12th from LaFerriere, his 20th, and Anderson, his 16th. And we have a 4-1 score. Let's go to the stats. Let's take a look and see what happened. The Kings on the faceoff circle have been really excellent here lately, 63.3% to 36.7%. They had 19 hits. The Canucks had 21. And we had 15 blocks. The Canucks had 11. The giveaways, we actually beat them in that one too. We had 18, they had 17. And then on takeaways, they had 4, we had 3. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. And we have Panarin, the 3rd star with 2 assists. Forsberg again, 2nd star with a 1.00 goals against and a 960 save percentage. And the number 1 star, Adrian Kempe, with 2 goals. And that's how the week ended. And on to your next game, Cody.
All right. So after 6 straight losses, the Ducks host the San Jose Sharks in what I would say a must-win game. It had to been. Luckily, the Ducks played like it was a must-win game finally. Leo Carlsson got the scoring started, got his 28th goal of the year, assist from Chris Kreider, his 26th assist, and Minchikov's 13th assist, and that was at the 2:59 mark. And it was a beautiful play. Oh, he deked a player, went inside, then went back, wrist shot on Askarov. Beautiful goal. And let's just say this was a full Carlson game. That's all I'm going to say. Because John Carlson got his 12th goal of the season to make it 2-0 Anaheim. Mikael Granlund with his 17th assist, and Minchikov with another assist with his 14th assist of the season, and that was at the 6:20 mark. So now it's 2-0 after 1, and then Alex Killorn gets on the board with his 14th of the season. Seneca's 36th assist, and that was a beautiful pass by Seneca. He waits like last second, slides it across the crease, and Killorn has just a wide open net. I mean, if you miss from there, it's bad. But luckily, Killorn put it in the back of the net. So it's 3-0 Anaheim, and that was at the 5:15 mark. We move on to the third period, and then John Carlson again on the power play gets his 13th of the season. Assist from Troy Terry and Beckett Seneca makes it 4-0 Anaheim at the 10:31 mark. And then the shutout is gone. Secure Mukamadulin gets his 5th of the year. It makes it 4-1 Anaheim. But then John Carlson again got his 14th of the year on the power play. Troy Terry with his 38th assist and Michael Granlund's 18th assist. And John Carlson has his first career hat trick in the NHL. And as Adam says, I think he spelled it wrong, but you spelled it wrong, but you also didn't spell it wrong at the same time. Carlson was all over the ice, and and his shot was deadly this game with 3 great shots. So John Carlson, again, congrats on your first career hat trick. And then Frankie Vetrano, late in the game at the 17:32 mark, gets his 5th of the year. Mason McTavish his 22nd assist of the season, and that makes it 6-1 Anaheim, and that's your final. 6-1 Anaheim in a very must-win game. Very well played. This was the first game since the Olympic break that the Ducks did not trail in the game. First game since the Olympic break. This was, I want to say, the 23rd or 24th game since the break. So I'm happy the Ducks got the lead, kept the lead, and never gave it back, because that was so bad. They were so bad at doing it. They would score first and then give up goals, and then they would lose the lead, and they'd have to be trailing. And it's all great and fun when you see your team come back like that, but it's not sustainable and it's not good. But I'm just happy the Ducks finally did it. Got the lead, kept it, and that was it. Becca Seneca is your number 3 star with the 2 assists and 2 points. Leo Carlson's your number 2 star with the 1 goal. And then, of course, John Carlson's your number 1 star. He had 3 goals for 3 points. It was a joke about both of them being all over the game. Leo, yeah, but there is no K in either Carlson, though. They both start with C's.
And anyways, there's two S's in Carlson.
There's 2 S's in Leo Carlson's, not
right.
John Carlson. Here the stats for the game: 30 shots on goal for the Ducks, 19 for the Sharks. The Ducks win the faceoff percentage, 58-42. The Ducks were 2 for 3 on the power play, and the Sharks were 0 for 0. So the Ducks did not take a single penalty in this game. That's good. 19 hits for the Ducks, 22 block shots for the Ducks, 15 giveaways, and 9 takeaways. And that is the last game of the season against the San Jose Sharks, and each team won 2 games. So, and we're done with the game recaps, correct?
Yes, we are.
All right.
So I went 2-1. You went 1-2. Mm-hmm. I am 43-35. You're 42-35. So we're a half. You were a half game lead last week, and I got a half game lead this week. But you know what's funny? Since January 9th, I have gone 26-8. After horrible as I was earlier in the season in predictions.
That's a pretty good run.
I'm amazed at it. I didn't even realize that. I thought I just had that hot streak in the last 3 or 4 weeks, but it's actually been going on since January. So
it was a smart ass joke, betrayer. Calm down. All right. Well, we'll go into the last week of predictions for the regular season. I'll knock mine out first. The Ducks tomorrow at home, the last home game of the year, game number 80. They are hosting the league worst Canucks, as what you call them, Canucks. Canucks. We will be in attendance for this game, so come say hi. I'll have stickers. I may bring some shirts to give away too. The Ducks. I'm predicting the Ducks win this one 5-2, and then the Ducks go on the road for the last 2 games. They start on the road on Tuesday, game number 81, and they're going to be in Minnesota. I'm going to predict a 4-2 loss. And then last game of the season on Thursday, April 16th. Like I said, last game, the Ducks are in Nashville, and I'm going to predict a 5-3 win.
Okay, perfect. So the Kings have their last home game tonight against the Oilers. I have them losing that game 5-3. I hope I'm wrong. Then they go to Seattle, and I predict a 4-3 win in overtime. Be specific on that one, huh? Mm-hmm. And then they play Vancouver Canucks again, and I have them beating them 5-3. And then they're going to play the Calgary Flames, and they're going to win that game 5-4. And that's the way it is right there. Next season is over. After that game, then we'll be going into the offseason to see what changes might happen throughout the league.
So there is a chance for the Ducks to clinch a playoff game or clinch the playoffs tonight. Oh, we got a surprise. Kevin's in the chat. Hey, fellas, how you been? Sorry I've been able to stop in and support. I've been working Saturdays recently. It's all good, Kev. Just glad to see you back.
Yes. Welcome back, Kev.
So
we'll have to have you back on the podcast again.
Yeah, glad to have you in the chat. So here are the clinching scenarios for the Ducks. And the Ducks do not play tonight. So they don't control any of this. So if the Wild beat the Preds in regulation, the Flyers defeat the Jets in regulation, and the Canucks beat the Sharks in any fashion, the Ducks will clinch a playoff spot tonight. All three have to happen for the Ducks to clinch.
Wow.
Yes. So there's a lot of scenarios going on right now on who can clinch what, pretty much.
Sounds good.
So
I'm not even going to go in that. I don't even want to talk about that. We are at the bottom end of the playoff pool right now, and there's too many games left, too many scenarios. I'm just going to pray for whatever happens.
Oh, Kevin says, I'll be at the Seattle and Vancouver games to see Kopi one last time. That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
I've been to Seattle. So great. I love that. Arena's great. I would like to go to Vancouver once for sure. All right, but here are the playoff standings right now. In the Atlantic, Buffalo's leading with 80 games played, 106 points. Montreal Canadiens are the number 2 in Atlantic, 79 games played, 104 points. And Tampa Bay, 79 games, 102 points. Nobody's clinched the division yet in that one. Metro, the Carolina Hurricanes already did clinch. 79 games, 108 points. Pittsburgh Penguins clinched. We already talked about that earlier. 79 games played, 98 points. And then the Philadelphia Flyers, 79 points, 92 points. They're in the 3rd spot in the Metro. And then Boston, 79 games played, 96 points. They hold the wild card 1 spot. And the Ottawa Senators right now, 79 games played, 94 points, are clinching, or so far are in the wild card 2 spot. The teams that are looking, that are out, are looking in, is Detroit with 79 games played, 91 points. The Islanders, same thing, 79, 91. Blue Jackets, 79, 90 points. And then the Capitals, 79, 89 points. So that's in the East. And so far, your playoff matches are going to be, let's see, Carolina versus Ottawa, Buffalo, Boston, Montreal, Tampa, and Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Oh my God. A
Pennsylvania series. Ooh.
That will be fun to watch. Yeah. In the West, in the Central, Colorado already clinched the President's Trophy. 78 games played, 114 points. Dallas Stars are in number 2. 79 games played, 106 points. Minnesota Wild, 79 points, 102 points. We already have a confirmed playoff match between Dallas and Minnesota. It's already confirmed. They can lose the rest of their games and they'll still play against each other. In the Pacific, it's still anyone's division pretty much. Edmonton Oilers, 79 games played, 90 points, are in the 1st spot. Vegas Golden Knights, 79 games played, 89 points. And then the Anaheim Ducks are number 3 right now, 79 points. 79 games played, 89 points. So
there's nobody in the Pacific that's going to make it to 100 points this year.
Yeah. Pretty much.
96 is the best we can get.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and 95 for the Ducks.
Yeah, well, the only one that could best that would be Utah. If they won all 4 games, they go to 98, and they would clinch the number 1.
But they're in the Central.
I know, but imagine that there's 4 teams in the Central better than the first place team in the Pacific if it happened.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be just pathetic how the Pacific is?
Yeah. And then the wild card one spot was already clinched by Utah. They have 78 games played, 90 points, so they're already in the playoffs no matter what. The LA Kings are in the wild card 2 spot, 78 games played, 85 points. But the teams that are out looking in, Nashville Predators, 79 games, 84 points. Winnipeg Jets, 78 games, 82 points. San Jose Sharks, 78 games, 81 points. The Blues, 78 games, 78 points. And then the Seattle Kraken, 78 games, 77 points. I think there was, where did I see it? Was it here? So the Boston Bruins will clinch tonight if they win versus Tampa in any fashion, or they get 1 point plus a Detroit loss, or if the Islanders and Philly lose, or if they get a Detroit loss plus a New York or Philadelphia loss. God, there's a lot of these things. Ottawa can clinch if they win versus New York in any the Islanders in any fashion, or if Detroit loses versus New Jersey in any fashion. Detroit will be eliminated if if they lose against New Jersey in any or a regulation loss against New Jersey, or if Ottawa gets at least 1 point, or if they get 1 point plus Boston at least 1 point and a Ottawa win. God, some of these are just long. The Capitals will be eliminated if they lose in regulation against Pittsburgh, or if the Flyers win against Winnipeg in any fashion. God, the Seattle one's a lot. I'm not going into those ones. Here, how about this? The Oilers will clinch if they get at least 1 point against the Kings tonight, or if the Jets don't beat Philly in regulation. And then Vegas, if they win versus Colorado in any fashion, or if they get 1 point and Nashville loses, and if Winnipeg loses, or if Nashville loses, San Jose loses, and Winnipeg loses. So a lot of those weird scenarios. But Kevin also says in the chat, incredible that this Kings team will likely make the playoffs. What a weird division and year. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that half your points are just from overtime losses anyways. That's cheating.
Is it cheating?
Yeah, Adam, too many stipulations. And I agree. That's why I was like, I don't want to go into all of them. So we did have one question. Let me pull it up. From Rich RZA on Instagram messaged me saying, Gudis, is he done after this year, or is he coming back?
Done.
I think he's done. This is what I would want. This is my perfect offseason for this part. The Ducks only signed John Carlson to like a 2-year deal. They let Trouba go. They let Gudis go. And we have Moore and Luneau come in as the other right-hand shot defenseman. So we'd probably see like a Lacombe Moore top pair. Then we could probably keep a Zellweger or Minchikov with Carlson on the second pair. And then we can have either Zellweger or Minty on the third pair with Tristan Luneau. That's how I'm looking at it. And then we'll still have Dostal and Husso. Because I think the goals already have plenty of goalies down there with Clara, Sukanik, Klang. They got plenty of goalies down there. We don't need to send Husso down there. And I think he's proved enough to be a good, decent backup in the NHL. The forwards, like I said, we'll see how everything goes with that. Well, that's more of like an off-season talk episode. So, but I think Gudis should be done, and then we'll name a new captain. I'm guessing it's going to be Leo Carlson, as the next captain. Or
Ta-da.
I would say either him or Cutter. Those are my top 2 choices now. Unless McTavish somehow changes himself this year, then he could be the other one I see. But other than that, I don't. It's going to be either Cutter or Leo to be captain.
Yeah. Well, Terry.
No, if Terry was going to be named captain, he would have been named captain before Gudis did. Terry doesn't even wear an A.
Really?
Yeah. So Gudis is the captain, and the people that have been wearing A's this year has been Leo, Killorn, and McTavish. Strome was wearing an A from time to time, but he's gone in Calgary now. So I think it's gonna be, and Killorn's on his
Terry for president.
I was not expecting that.
Leo's
captain for the next decade sounds amazing. I 100% agree with you, Kevin. Oh, man, Adam, that was funny. Terry for president.
There you go. Captain Chaos once again.
Yes. So, do we have anything else before we need to do before we get out of here?
Just to let everyone know, another special episode is going to be coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
You stay tuned for it. It's going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, I could say who it is now, pretty much.
If you want to. You can
so Adam already knows because he messaged me. So in a couple hours, we're going to have Phil Hewitt on. He's going to come on and do a little interview episode with us. So we're excited to have him on. I hope everyone enjoyed the Daryl Evans and the Jesse Cohen one. But yeah, Phil Hewitt's going to be on with us at 1:00. It's not going to be live. It's just going to be a pre-record one. And then I'll post it probably either Tuesday or Wednesday this week. Let everyone download episode 107 first, listen to it, and then they'll have another one to listen to it. So
yeah.
Let's just cause chaos and name Beckett captain. Jesus. I say screw it. Ross the Boss Johnson is captain. There you go.
Yeah, it sure beats traffic cone now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's proved me wrong this year. I will eat crow on that.
Yeah, boy, you were harsh on him last year.
So, what's funny? I actually said in one of the Discord servers I'm in with the Ducks, and it's funny because a lot of the guys agreed with me. I said, I miss Ross playing. Is that weird?
Yeah, it is.
I find it very weird that I miss Ross Johnson playing. Yeah. But I don't know when the timetable he will be back. I heard that Cutter's skating again. Gudis is skating again. He was in a non-contact jersey. Harkins will probably be back in a couple weeks, I'm guessing.
Playoffs?
So probably playoffs, yeah. Which is good because I think he's a good guy you want on the fourth line in the playoffs. A very good grinder type of player. He's not afraid to hit. He's decent in the face-off. So someone I would like to have back in the lineup. Ross, I would definitely like to have back. I hate to say it, I would like to have him back on the fourth line. I just know with him on the ice, the puck isn't always going to be. He always knows how to get the pucks in deep when he's on the ice. Lose Ross for Brady. I mean, if we get Brady, yes, Ross, I'm sorry. You had a great season, but bye. I agree.
Brady's going to cost you.
Yeah.
So you have to weigh that cost.
Does he have? Wait, I'm just curious. Does he have a no move clause back? I mean, because that can help. If he has a no move clause. Ottawa. Let's see. He has Brady Kachuk. Oh, come on, don't freeze on me now. Year 7. It doesn't say. Yeah, a full new move class. So he can kind of do what Panarin did is like, hey, I'm only going to this place. That's it. So, and that can really help whichever team he wants to actually go to. So,
Yeah, probably Florida.
I don't think they have the money for that.
Well, they could make a trade and get the money for it.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
He's a cap.
Chuck and Kachuk with
Marchand.
Well, he could be playing on a line with his brother with
Bennett and the Kachucks.
Could be that, or yeah, sure.
I mean, because Brady's cap hit is $8.22 million a year.
It's
you're gonna have to trade that much at least.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, if you don't have anything else to add, then we can get off. Please, everyone, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, please. Let's get the like spike going, please. Like I said, it's free to subscribe, guys. It doesn't cost you a single thing. So even if you're listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever, go to YouTube and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're there.
Download.
Hurt you. And yes, on audio, hit the download, please. You guys were really good this last week, really. On the downloads, fantastic. I noticed our download. I want to say we had almost 200 downloads this week.
Perfect.
But that wasn't just off of one episode. That was like all different episodes you guys were downloading. So great job on that. We really appreciate
you guys.
That.
We do appreciate you guys.
You can also help us by leaving a review or a rating on Apple and Spotify. If you leave a review, I will read it on the thing. So if you're gonna do it, make it good, make it funny, please. Like Kevin, not Kevin. What's the name? Eric did. And thank you to Chris from Late Arrivals. He left us a great review on there. Don't listen to Adam. He is wrong. It does not cost you your soul to subscribe. It does not. I promise you.
It only costs your soul to listen to Adam.
Yes, that is true. You only lose your soul if you listen to Adam. So everyone, please, like you said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the download button on audio. Like I said, we love all our fans, and we hope to see if you guys see us at the game tomorrow. Please come say hi. If you want a sticker, ask me for a sticker. Like I said, I would love to meet more of our fans.
Absolutely.
All the the 2 or 3 fans we have. But like I said, I hope everyone enjoys the game tomorrow. And if anyone has an extra Ducks baseball jersey from the Angels night giveaway the other night, let me know. I will happily trade you a royally quacked shirt and give you some stickers for that, or an extra soccer jersey, Ducks soccer jersey. So I just want a baseball jersey. So on that,
you're really working that.
I am. I don't know if you guys noticed, I added to my setup. And I had this last week, and then when you guys gave me this, I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to put like right here, the family Ducks thing.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a full Ducks one, it says this family is full of love and based on trust. We are grateful and also generous. We help one another and respect each other, but most of all, we cheer together. We are a Ducks family. And then my best friend Big Mac gave me this, and then I added some hats. So, and I can actually switch it out. So I can boom, and I can switch to different hats.
Cool.
I guess I'm going to leave it off because it's a 2-hand job to put it back on. Adam, I want to. Well, if you're at the game tomorrow, Adam, I'll give you a sticker.
We'll get you a sticker one way or another.
Yeah, we'll get you a sticker. I'll have more for the Stay Classy tournament, so I'll be ready for that.
Amen.
I'll try to definitely get more stickers for that. So on
Sounds good.
We love you guys. Like I said, hit like, subscribe, download, please. We love you guys.
Absolutely. Love you too.
Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at the game. And stay quacked. Let's go Ducks, and
go Kings, go.
See you next week.